All right, today we're diving into something truly epic. We're talking about one of the most profound teachings in all of Mahayana Buddhism, the Bodhisattva's 10 stages to becoming a Buddha. Now, this isn't just about one person finding enlightenment for themselves. Oh no, this is a quest on a cosmic scale, a plan to help every single being in the entire universe.
But here's where it gets interesting right from the start. The being who was chosen to explain this incredible path, the great Bodhisattva Vajragarbha, kicked things off with this very warning. He basically said, look, this stuff is so deep, so far beyond how we normally think, that most people who hear it are just going to get completely confused. So what could possibly be so profound that it's almost too dangerous to talk about?
Well, to get it, you have to picture the scene. We're not in some dusty library. We're in a celestial palace, just shimmering with jewels, way up in the heavens. And gathered there is this huge assembly of bodhisattvas. These are the spiritual superheroes of the universe, and they've come from every conceivable corner of reality. You can just feel the anticipation in the air.
And let's be super clear about who we're talking about here. These aren't just scholars or monks. Bodhisattvas are beings with unbelievable spiritual powers and a compassion that is just boundless. They have dedicated eons, countless lifetimes, to one single, mind-bogglingly huge goal, the enlightenment of every living thing.
And this is the roadmap for their entire quest. The 10 stages, or the bhumis. As Vajragarbha lists them out, you can see the whole journey unfold. It starts with these incredible breakthroughs like the joyful stage, and stages of purification like the stainless and the luminous. Then you get into these stages of immense power and wisdom like the radiant stage, and the awesome-sounding, hard-to-conquer stage, where they tackle the toughest inner obstacles. And it all culminates in these final stages of just effortless, godlike mastery and compassion, like the far-reaching and the Dharma cloud stage, where they become this constant source of good for the entire universe. It's the whole path to becoming a Buddha, laid out for everyone. And then, he just stops talking.
Complete silence. A deep, profound quiet just falls over this incredible celestial palace, and this entire assembly of enlightened beings is left hanging, with one massive, burning question on their minds.
I mean, why would you do that? Why would you reveal the names of this unbelievable path to ultimate freedom and then just refuse to explain it? What could possibly be the reason for holding back something so important?
So this was the dilemma he was in. On one hand, the audience right there in front of him, they were totally ready. They were pure, super wise, and could handle this profound truth. But on the other hand, he was worried that other, less developed beings somewhere out there might overhear this teaching, completely misunderstand it, and fall into a spiral of doubt, which could actually cause them real spiritual damage. So his hesitation wasn't out of pride, it was an act of pure compassion.
And right there, in that moment of tense silence, with this whole cosmic assembly just waiting, the Buddha himself steps in. He totally gets Vajragarbha's compassionate dilemma, and he provides the perfect solution.
Suddenly, this spectacular, brilliant light just erupts from the Buddha, and it blazes across countless worlds. It lights up the entire assembly, and it shows everyone, without a shadow of a doubt, the immense power that is backing this teaching.
And from within that light, a voice speaks, a voice representing all the Buddhas. It reassures Vajragarbha, telling him, basically, go for it. We've got your back. You can explain this safely for the benefit of everyone without any risk. And with that divine green light, he's finally ready to begin.
So, with the Buddha's full blessing, Vajragarbha opens his mouth to speak again. And he starts right at the beginning, with the first and maybe one of the most important stages of all, the very first real step on this incredible path.
He calls it the joyful stage. This is the moment a bodhisattva really, truly breaks free from the limitations of being just an ordinary person. At this point, they're considered to be born into the family of the Buddhas. And the single defining feature of this massive breakthrough is an overwhelming, profound, and totally unshakable state of joy.
But hey, this isn't just, a happy mood. This joy is deep. It's rooted in a fundamental shift in understanding. It comes from realizing you're finally on the path, from knowing you're leaving the petty, mundane world behind. It's the joy of seeing that you can now actually truly help others. And this is a big one, the joy of understanding that you are now completely beyond all fundamental fears.
And this just shows you how real and practical this is. This joy isn't some abstract idea, it's the direct result of obliterating the most basic fears that run our lives. The fear of not having enough, the fear of what other people think about you, and even the ultimate fear, the fear of death itself. At this stage, they're just gone.
Now, you might think that all this joy and total fearlessness would lead to, I don't know, kicking back and relaxing, but it's the exact opposite. This profound state of being fuels a level of commitment that is almost impossible for us to imagine. Empowered by this newfound freedom, the Bodhisattva makes a series of absolutely epic vows.
And this is just a tiny taste of the scale of their ambition. The vow isn't for themselves, it's for everybody. They literally commit to guiding every single being, no exceptions, all the way to the final goal of ultimate wisdom, no matter how long it takes.
And if you're wondering what no matter how long it takes actually means, well, get this. The Bodhisattva basically says their work will only be done when things that are by their very nature endless, like the universe, like space itself, finally come to an end. In other words, their commitment is literally infinite. It is inexhaustible.
The sutra gives us this absolutely beautiful way to think about it. It says the Bodhisattva is like a master merchant who's about to lead a massive caravan on a long, dangerous journey. They don't just charge ahead. No, first they learn the entire map, every safe road, every hidden danger, every single resting place, so that they can guide everyone else safely through the wilderness of existence to the final amazing destination, the city of all-knowing wisdom.
So just let that sink in for a second. All of that, the unshakable joy, the total fearlessness, the vow that is as big as space itself, that's just the first step. That's just getting out of the starting gate. After mastering this foundation, the path just gets more and more incredible. It really makes you wonder, if that's what happens on step 1, what on earth could the next 9 stages possibly hold?